Hey Bulls fans! Big news today as we discuss Zach LaVine's injury status ahead of the crucial matchup against the Charlotte Hornets. LaVine has been a scoring machine this season, but recent reports hint at some discomfort following the last game. The Bulls' medical staff has been closely monitoring him, and while the situation doesn't seem severe, his availability remains uncertain. If LaVine can't suit up, it's a chance for guys like DeRozan, Vucevic, and the younger talents to step up. But should the Bulls play it safe and rest him to avoid long-term risks? Let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Bulls updates. Go Bulls! Welcome back to the channel, Bulls fans and basketball enthusiasts alike. Today, we're diving into some important updates about our star guard, Zach LaVine, and his injury status ahead of the highly anticipated matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Charlotte Hornets. This is a game fans have been looking forward to, and LaVine's potential involvement could significantly influence the dynamics on the court. Let's break everything down and explore the details surrounding this key update, as well as what it means for the Bulls moving forward. Zach LaVine has been one of the standout stars for the Chicago Bulls, known for his incredible scoring ability, athleticism, and knack for clutch moments. His presence on the floor is a game-changer for the Bulls, not only because of his ability to drop 20-30 points a night, but also because of the gravity he creates. Opponents have to game plan specifically for LaVine, opening up opportunities for his teammates. So, when injury news involving him surfaces, it's naturally a cause for concern among fans and the organization alike. Now, as we gear up for the game against the Charlotte Hornets, reports have emerged regarding Zach LaVine's health. Earlier in the season, LaVine has had his share of ups and downs, including occasional moments where his physical condition raised eyebrows. Whether it's a minor tweak, soreness, or more serious concerns, the Bulls have consistently prioritized LaVine's long-term health, given his importance to the franchise. In the last few games, LaVine appeared to be in peak form, showcasing the explosiveness and scoring touch we've all come to expect. But after the previous game, whispers began circulating about LaVine experiencing some discomfort. While the Bulls have not disclosed specific details about the nature of his condition at the time, insiders hinted that the coaching staff and medical team were keeping a close eye on him to ensure he wasn't pushing through something that could worsen with overuse. The first question many fans have when they hear news like this is, what does this mean for LaVine's availability? Well, according to the latest reports from team insiders, LaVine has been undergoing a thorough evaluation. The Bulls' medical staff conducted imaging tests and physical assessments to determine the extent of the issue and whether he'd be fit to play against the Hornets. The results, thankfully, seem promising. While there was initial concern about potential swelling or strain, it appears the situation is not as severe as some feared. This means LaVine could potentially suit up, though the final decision will depend on his comfort level during warm-ups and how he responds to pre-game treatment. But this isn't just about the Hornets game. For the Bulls, this situation shines a light on the bigger picture, Zach LaVine's workload. LaVine has been putting in heavy minutes this season, often carrying the scoring load alongside DeMar DeRozan. While his ability to take over games is nothing short of spectacular, it's worth asking whether the team might need to rethink how they manage his minutes. With an 82-game schedule and aspirations for a playoff push, keeping LaVine healthy should be a top priority. Bulls fans know all too well how injuries can derail a promising season, and the last thing anyone wants is for LaVine to face a setback that could have been avoided. Speaking of the matchup against the Hornets, this game is pivotal for both teams. The Hornets, led by players like LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier, are always a competitive squad, capable of putting up big numbers on any given night. For the Bulls, having LaVine on the floor would undoubtedly tip the scales in their favor. His ability to attack the rim, shoot from deep, and create plays for his teammates makes him a nightmare matchup for opposing defenses. Without him, the Bulls would have to rely more heavily on DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, and their bench depth to compensate for his absence. If LaVine is unable to play or is limited in his minutes, one silver lining could be the opportunity for other players to step up. Young talents like Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Patrick Williams have shown flashes of brilliance but would benefit from additional responsibility in a high-stakes game. This could also be a chance for the coaching staff to experiment with different lineups and strategies, potentially uncovering new combinations that could be valuable later in the season. On the flip side, some fans might wonder whether it's worth the risk to play LaVine at all, even if he's feeling better. After all, the NBA season is a marathon, not a sprint. Sacrificing one regular season game, even against a conference rival like the Hornets, might be a small price to pay if it means ensuring LaVine's long-term health. This cautious approach could also send a message to the rest of the team that the organization values its players' well-being above all else. Of course, LaVine is a competitor through and through. Anyone who's watched him play knows how much he loves the game and how much pride he takes in being available for his team. Sitting out a game, especially one as important as this, would undoubtedly be tough for him. But it's worth noting that LaVine has matured over the years and understands the importance of thinking long-term. As much as he'd love to lace up his sneakers and go out there to battle, he also knows that sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. This situation also raises questions about the Bulls' overall approach to injury management. In recent years, the league has seen a growing emphasis on load management, with teams like the Los Angeles Clippers and Brooklyn Nets often resting their stars to preserve them for the playoffs. While this approach has its critics, there is no denying that it has helped players stay healthier during the grind of the NBA season. Could the Bulls adopt a similar strategy for LaVine, especially if they want to maximize their chances of making a deep playoff run? For now, Bulls fans will have to wait and see what the final decision is regarding LaVine's status for the Hornets game. But one thing is clear, the team's medical staff and coaching personnel are leaving no stone unturned. They understand the stakes and are committed to doing what's best for both LaVine and the team. It's also a reminder of how unpredictable the NBA can be. Just when you think your roster is set and ready to go, injuries and other setbacks can change everything in an instant. As we wrap up this discussion, it's important to keep in mind the bigger picture. Whether LaVine plays against the Hornets or sits this one out, the Chicago Bulls are still in a strong position. They have a talented roster, a solid coaching staff, and a passionate fan base that's been supporting them through thick and thin. And with Zach LaVine leading the charge, the future looks bright for this team. That's all for today's update on Zach LaVine's injury status. Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments. Should the Bulls play it safe and rest LaVine, or do you think he should suit up if he's feeling good? And how do you think the team will fare against the Hornets with or without him? As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of all things Chicago Bulls. We'll be back soon with more updates, insights, and analysis. Until then, stay safe and go Bulls!